Hey, Facebook. How y'all doing? Hello. Happy Wednesday. Greetings, everyone. This is your girl, Bridget, coming live once again. How y'all doing? I hope y'all are having a wonderful Wednesday. If you're not, I'm sending some good love your way, some good positive energy your way on today. Today I wanted to talk about my title, I Got Away. I was listening to, I want to definitely give a shout out to the LCA, Life Changing Alliances. Listening to class this morning, and shout out to Miss Darlena Rose, the amazing Darlena Rose, the health coach of the health coach, the wellness coach. She is amazing, and I'm really, really grateful for her and the things that she is sharing with us on Wednesdays. If you don't know, the LCA, we meet every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Central Time, and I can give you more information about the LCA if you would like to join in. But we read books. We're reading books, and we are really growing our lives by the way that we are thinking. And right now we're reading the book Think and Grow Rich. But Miss Darlena Rose is a health coach, and she said something today that really stuck with me. It's been sticking with me all day long. And she said something today about we approach life as if we have time. We approach life as if we have all the time in the world to just, do what needs to be done in our life. Sometimes when we find out the things that we need to do better in our life, we just feel like we have a lot of time. And I could sit here all day long and tell you that is not the truth. It's not the truth. Excuse me, y'all. I almost dropped my phone. We don't have all the time in the world. We don't. Hey, Tramika, how you doing? Good to see you. We do not have all the time in the world. We don't. Like, first of all, how is it that we feel like we have control over something that we don't have control over? We don't have control over time. We don't have control over the sun going up and down. We don't have control over the weather. And yet we feel like we have all this time, but we do have control over the choices that we make in the time that we do have. I know that's right, Tramika, honey. Go ahead on and win. As I say, go on and be great. That's my statement all the time. Ever since I got that last year, honey, go on and be great. That's what's up. But listen, we can sometimes, and I'm saying we, y'all notice I'm saying we, I'm not saying you, I'm not saying y'all, I'm saying we, because I'm included in this we. Sometimes we go about doing things that we just feel like we have time to get out of. And when I named this I Got Away, because I immediately began to think about my book and what I wrote in I Got Away, and the things that I have been blessed to get away from, but so many women are dealing with right now. And there's so many reasons why these women deal with these things or face these things. And it's because of things that we've been taught, that we've been accepted as truth. Somebody told me back when I was younger, I was actually in the food stamp office, y'all, trying to get food stamps for me and my kids. I was a single parent, basically doing everything on my own, and I needed assistance. So I went in for my food stamp appointment, and I believe I was getting welfare this time. I always wanted to stay away from that check, but I needed it. And at that time, I needed it so bad, and I just really didn't have a choice. I had to go in and get the help that I needed. I had to put that pride aside and go get the help that I needed. So I went into the office, and the man who was interviewing me, he looked at me and he said, "You're 25 years old." I believe I was 25. And he said, "You already got 3 kids?" He said, "Are you married?" And I had separated from my my ex-husband at the time. So I was like, I'm married, but I'm separated. And I told him that, yes, I have 3 children. He told me that, nobody's going to marry you. You already got 3 kids. Nobody's going to marry you. Who wants a woman with 3 kids? And at that time, y'all, I was absolutely floored. I was like, what? This man is supposed to be helping me, but he's in here bashing me. Like, he literally told me at the age of 25, because I already had 3 children, nobody was going to marry me. So how many of y'all know that stuck with me? Mentally, I replayed that thing. I came home crying to my mama, telling my mama the man then got rude. I was pissed off, y'all. Let's be clear. I was pissed off before the tears was because I was pissed off. Because I'm like, who do this man think he is? This old, decrepit man sitting in my face telling me who ain't going to want me because I got 3 kids. And I'm like, really? Really? This man put that in my mind that I would not get anybody in my life because I had 3 children at the age of 25 already. It was like he basically was telling me, you're done. Your life is over. You're not going to get anywhere. That's basically what he told me. And that stuck with me, y'all, for years. So mentally, subconsciously, this is in my mind. So I actually began to live like, you know what? I don't care if nobody want me. Like, I began to react based on what this man said. Like, I got an attitude with all men. Because this one old man then told me, nobody's going to want you. Nobody's going to want you. You know what I'm saying? So why are you even out here thinking somebody going to want? And look, y'all, I'm at the government office trying to get help. I'm already down. This man to put his foot on my neck while I'm down. But that didn't matter. I didn't know what to do with that. So many young women, I'm now 41. So don't you know that there is another young woman sitting in the welfare office today that may be feeling beat down by something that she's dealing with. She's a single parent. She may have 3 kids. She may have 4 kids. You understand? I got a lot of friends that have multiple children, more children than me, and God has blessed them to do amazing things in life. You understand? Without a husband. But the things that people try to implant into our minds to make us feel like we're not even worthy to move past what they saw. You know what I'm saying? We have to not allow what people think is the truth in their life to become our truth. Just because it's true for you, don't mean that it's true for me. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. Now, there's a difference between true and truth. There is a difference between true and truth. The Bible says that God says, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. He didn't say I am true. He said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the light. Jesus said that. Okay? Jesus said that. He said, no man comes into the Father but by me. Because he said, I am the way and I am the truth. Just because somebody has something that they find true in their life, if it's not lining up with what Jesus said to me, or what God says about me, I don't have to accept that. So that was the first thing that I got away from, y'all. Listen, this book right here, if you don't have it, listen, I'm telling you, I Got Away. It's powerful. It's a very small book. You can probably read it in a day. But for those who have read it, those of y'all who had this book, have gotten this book from me, who read it, you know Bridget went through some stuff mentally in my relationships because of that one thing that was said to me about a man would never want me. I began to live like, forget it. I'm just going to get out here and do whatever. I don't care. I don't care if another man want me or not. Like, I don't care. I just had a I don't care attitude. And that's a dangerous place to be because of something somebody else said to you. And then I went from I don't care to getting in relationships with men who just didn't care either. How about I attracted that foolishness into my life by my own energy? The energy that I had, I didn't think much of myself. So guess what? I was dealing with men who didn't think much of me either. Yeah, of course they like what I could do for them. They like the pleasure. They like the good time. They like the kicking it. They like all of that. But nobody wanted to commit, because guess what? On the inside of me, I had stuff that I hadn't dealt with. I'm still dealing with it in the back of my mind. This man telling me, you got 3 kids. Nobody's gonna ever want you. That was the first thing I had to get away from. I got away so much more about a mental place that I was. Like, seriously, like, and you know what? You have to work on that every day. You don't just get out of it and then stay out of it by just, not working on that. That's why I talked about the LCA. Personal development is so important, because it keeps you in a place where you're always thinking about yourself and what can you do for yourself to make you better. You take the focus off the outside of you and you put it on the inside of you, and then guess what? You keep saying, God, what can I do to make me better? And personal development makes you intentional. I said it this morning that we that use personal development, we are now intentional about getting up every day saying, what can I do to make my life better? Or what can I do to grow me? What can I do to make Bridget better? And as I get better, I can encourage somebody else to get better. It's just like, okay, if I was getting ready to make a cake and I wanted to teach you how to make the cake, I would need to know the instructions on how to make the cake first, or know how to make the cake. I couldn't teach you something that I didn't know first. So I had to basically get away from the mindset of thinking or accepting what was true for somebody else to be my truth. That man could not tell me that I'll never be married again because I had 3 children. Because now I'm happy I'm 41 and all 3 of my children are grown. I got some friends. Shout out to my friends that's still raising babies. Baby, I love y'all, but it feels good to have 3 grown kids. They already grown. Like, people talked about me for being young with 3 kids, honey. These big children, they my babies. I love them, but hey, I don't mind being 41, and they big, they grown, they helping mama. I like that. So if I never ever got married again, it wouldn't be because of me believing what that man said to me, y'all. And listen, understand, I'm pleading. If you know anybody that is in a violent relationship, and I know some people it's really difficult to reach out to people and offer them help when they may not want the help. They may not be open to getting the help. And it's really difficult. You do have to wait until they're ready, because they'll just go back to that situation. But it's a mind thing. Overcoming domestic violence starts right here in the mind. It starts right there. That's where it starts. It does not start anywhere else, because if you believe, so many women won't leave the man because they believe they can't make it without that man. Or a long time ago, they used to say having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. The devil is a lie. The devil is a liar. I don't want a piece of a man. No, I don't just want a piece of a man. That's no fair to you to settle for just a piece of something when God has given you the whole thing. Like, God has already fashioned somebody out there for you. But if you don't believe that you deserve that, you can't attract that into your life. And I found that to be true in my life as well. I'm still working on Bridget, y'all. Listen, and I promise you, when I begin to work on my mind, and I do it every day, it's not a one-time thing. It's not a one-hitter quitter. We don't just go to church one time and think we saved and, we don't need no more help. We don't need no more word. We don't need no more. No, as long as we're in this human body, as long as we're in this flesh, we are fallible, and we need continual encouragement. We need continual inspiration. We need continual uplifting. We need to be edifying. We need to protect our energy on all ends. I wrote about that. You know, some things you just have to cut from you. And it's not about you thinking you better than somebody else, but you better than that negative energy. No, you're not. It's not that I think I'm up here and you down here, but I'm better than that negative energy. I'm better than that. Yes, I am better than negative energy. I don't want no parts of no negative energy. No parts of it. Because it's already enough battles going on in our lives and have to fight or invite negative energy into your circle. Kick that out. Get away from that. Get away from that. Get away from that. Get away from that. You don't have to live like that. That's not going to grow you. If you can look into your life, and again, if you're in a domestic violent relationship, or if you know somebody that's in a violent relationship, you know, if you don't know what to say, I have a book that will reach them. Just let them read the book. Let them read the book. Let them talk to me. You know, tell them call me. You understand? That's free. A phone call is free. Talking to me, I can tell you, you know, I don't have, let's see if you can see it, my war wound, as I call it, the scar. I don't have this scar and this missing teeth for nothing. That's a daily reminder of every day of the grace of God on my life, that God saw fit to bring me out. And he didn't bring me out for no reason. He didn't bring me out to be quiet. He didn't bring me out to sit on the blessing of my life. And I've determined in my heart that I'm going to do what God put in my life to do. And that is to speak to somebody that's going through the things that I went through and I got away from it. Like, listen, you don't have to stay there. Yes, will it be hard? Yes, it will be hard, but there is nothing too hard for God. It may be hard for you, but there is nothing too hard for God. And guess what? If God be for you, who can be against you? Nothing is too hard for God. So therefore, if it's nothing too hard for God, then there's nothing too hard for you. Because if you accept God into your life and you allow God to be God of your life, and if you stand on what the word says, you can move forward, and it's nothing that shall be impossible to you. But you have to believe that. It starts here. What are you believing in your mind? What are you telling yourself every day? I learned from my mentors to stop saying what I can't afford. I told a friend this morning, I've said for years, I can't afford to buy a house. I said it for years. And guess what? I never bought a house because I kept telling myself that. But if I could take that same energy that I give to jobs, that same energy that I worked at Waffle House 17 years, that same energy of my life that I gave to a company for 17 years, that same dedication, that same loyalty, if I gave all of that to me, don't y'all know, look here now, that same dedication, that same loyalty, if I give it to me, honey, I'm a force to be reckoned with. You understand? That's why I'm coming out here. I'm going live. I'm going to do what I have to do to spread the word. Listen, get away from that. You don't deserve to be hit. If he hit you once, he'll hit you again. Get away from him. Let him grow. But you got to go. You don't have time. You can't keep on saying, he said he ain't going to do it no more. He said he was mad. I made him mad. You cannot make, if you making somebody that mad, you need to be away from them. You don't need to stay in the dwelling of a person that you can make that angry that they want to kill. Y'all need to separate. If they want to hurt you, they want to harm you, you need to separate. It's no reason for you to stay in their dwelling. It's no reason. It's not good for you. It's not good for your children. It's not good for your family. I know people personally who have lost daughters, who have lost mothers behind domestic violence. And these people, some of them left the situation, but these people came back to harm them even after they walked away from the situation. And the longer you stay, you're building a bond with this person. You're building that bond. That person don't want it broken. It's a spiritual bond that you're building to this person. And if you don't get away from it, that person may not be willing to depart from you. And they will do anything that they can to try to end your life. The man who tried to kill me in 2008 specifically told me if he couldn't have me, nobody else could have me. He'd rather see me dead than to see me happy and living my life. He would rather see me dead. It's not a game out here, y'all. We don't have time. Whatever it is that you need to do to protect your energy, to protect your life, to protect your family, your children, do that. Do it now. Don't wait. You don't have time. You don't have time. No, the time is now to make that move. Get away from that. I watched the news yesterday and saw where a man just ran up to a woman in Iowa and just killed her. He just grabbed her and killed her. Just grabbed her and killed her. And said he doesn't even remember killing her. And I'm going to tell y'all, those of us that are spiritual know the Bible tells us we wrestle not against flesh and blood. This flesh and this blood is really nothing without a spirit in it. We're basically vessels that are alive because of the spirit. When the spirit leaves this body, we're gone. But some of us have yielded over our spirit to other spirits. And sometimes these people don't remember doing the things that they done. They just open their eyes and it's like they're in a movie. They just did something that they didn't know they were capable of doing. So you play with your life when you stay in a domestically violent relationship over and over and over again, and you won't leave. You got your family members begging and pleading you to get help. No, they're not just trying to tell you about your man or your woman. And even if you're a man and it's a woman in your house raising hell, get out. Leave. Because you can ruin your whole life over a lie. Because there are some deceptive women out here, just like there are deceptive men out, deceiving men. It goes both ways. It's not just for the women. But facts and numbers tell us most domestic violence victims are women. They are women. So ladies, I'm telling you as a woman who got away, listen, get out while you have time. You know, I have a Queen Roxy Pearson. She shares her story in our other book. Y'all know I'm going to talk about our books. Y'all listen, Queen Roxy shares her story in The Victorious Women of Purpose. And I'm telling you, if you don't have this book, you are doing yourself a disservice. If you are really looking to reach anybody that you love, or if you need it, read it. And it's more in the book than other things about, them domestic violence. But I'm talking about domestic violence today. Shout out to all the queens. But listen, Queen Roxy has a story that just blew me away from the day that I met her. And to know that, not only will a person harm you, they will harm your family. Because they're under the authority of an evil spirit that has no limits. You don't have time. You have to get away. You got to do whatever it takes to get away. Whatever it takes to get away. If you want your life, if you value your life, if you value your children's life, if you value your family's life, walk away while you can. Walk away now while you can. And if you need help, we are here. Each one of the women in the book, if you know anybody in the area, several people that talk about getting through domestic violence. I'm not the only one. We're not the only ones. There are women who have got away, but we got to be the ones to say something about it because we got away. But there are even more women dead that got away from domestic violence. So those of us who are out here sharing and reaching out and telling the stories, y'all take it to heart. Understand you don't have time. You don't have time to just think you don't have time because only God has time. God is in control of time. And we just have to do the best that we can in the time that we have. But make a decision today to walk away from that no longer serves you. make a decision not to take the word of somebody who tries to belittle you or say that you can't do anything. The Bible tells me I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You can raise your children without being in an abusive relationship. You don't need a man who is beating you down mentally, physically, emotionally to help you raise children if they're not going to be of service to you. You don't need a woman who is abusing you mentally, physically, and emotionally to be there to help you raise your child. You don't need that. God's grace is sufficient for you. But we must believe it's our job. It all starts in the mind. Everything starts in the mind. And we definitely have to protect our energy. And when I say that, I mean just your spirit. You know what, when your spirit is just vexed. You know when your spirit is just down because of something somebody said to you or something somebody did to you. You really don't have the energy in your life to do anything when you're in a state of depression, when you're in a state of just being down. You don't have the energy to do anything. You don't want to be around anybody. You don't want to even hardly be around yourself, but you just can't do anything with yourself, so you just with yourself. And so you don't want to do that. You don't want to stay in that place. Like, we all have moments that we're down. I have them. Notice my word, we all have difficult moments, but don't stay there. We all have difficult moments. Don't stay there. Say to yourself, I'm not going to stay here. This is not where I belong. Nope. Say to depression, I'm not going to stay here because this is not where I belong. Say to abuse, I'm not going to stay here because this is not where I belong. Walk away. Shout out to my good sister friend Karen Lomax. She said this week you got to do the flight attendant. Y'all got to follow her to know what the flight attendant is all about. Listen, she said sometimes you got to do the flight attendant with people. You know, exits are to the left, the right, and the rear. You know, exits. And if they don't exit, then you exit. You just walk out like a good passenger off a plane. I think I'll exit stage left. The left over there. Do the Beyonce to the left, and don't go back the other way. Get out of that situation with your life. I pray that something I said has encouraged somebody. If you think this will be a blessing to anybody, please share. I am Bridget Yelder. I am an author. I am the publisher and CEO of Divine Excellence Consulting. If you would like to have any of the books that I have written or any of my authors, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I have my Gmail address is BridgetYelder@gmail. Reach out to me. If you all are experiencing any kind of situation with domestic violence, reach out to me, and trust me, it's help out there. If you want help, it's out there. We'll help you find a way away from that situation. But say to that situation, I gotta leave this because this is not where I belong. And it all starts here. It starts in your mind to know that you deserve better. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful Wednesday. I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye-bye.